Hi, my name is Mariano Zeron. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the Mocax library. So I've unzipped the file that you should have downloaded from the website, and I've placed it in my desktop. And I've unzipped it, and it's called Mocax Release, and it has, in this particular case, the name of September. You go inside, you'll see that you have the Linux distribution in this folder, the Windows on this folder. In this particular instance, I'm going to show you how to install it in Linux and for Python. So we go inside of Linux, and inside the folder that says 64-bit. And then you have a folder which is C++, which has the distribution for C++, and the folder for Python that has the corresponding distribution. And you'll see three folders. The first one contains the documentation in HTML format. I'm not going to go into it. That's for a different video. The second has two examples, Python scripts, which are going to be quite useful for two purposes. One of them is to check that the installation is being done properly, and we'll run one of them once we've installed the software. The other one is because it serves as an example of how to create the objects with a library. So we go into the library, and inside here we see what the library is constituted of. So the library is a shared library, which you will recognize by this file, the libmocaxc.so. And also in the case of Python, it comes with a Python package, which is inside of user. Lib Python 2.7, it says 2.7, but it's going to work fine for Python 3 as well. Side of site packages. By now, some people might have noticed that we've got the path that would mimic an Anaconda distribution. And then we've got mocaxpy here. So what you need to do is you need to drop both mocaxpy, which is the package, and the shared library file into the right locations. But essentially what we need to do is we need to allow Python to be able to reach them. So as long as it's within, or they're within Python path, that should be okay. So a possibility is the following one. Let's copy this package, mocaxpy. Now let's go to where Anaconda is. In our case, that's the distribution that we're using for Python. So go inside of Anaconda, then go inside of lib. Once you're in lib, go inside Python, in this case is 3.6, and then site packages over here. Go inside, and inside, this is where we're going to drop the package mocaxpy. Now, actually, something which is worth trying is if you open a terminal and go into Python, once you're in there, of course, you can import any library that comes with your distribution. In this case, NumPy didn't give you any issues. If you try import mocaxpy, even though we've already placed the package where it's supposed to be, if you import it, given that we haven't placed the shared library file in the right location, this should give us an error. And it does indeed. In fact, it says that it can't find the file, which is the other bit of the library that you need to take care of. So let's go back to where the library is. We copy that file, go back to Anaconda. So go back to the main Anaconda folder, and inside of lib, we can just drop it there. We try run it again. So import the package. That should be done properly, as in it didn't give us any error. So perfect. We've already installed it. Now, just to make sure, it would be good to try and run one of the examples that we provide. So let's go to where the Mocax library distribution is. So we placed it on the desktop, as I said. So inside of, let me just go to the terminal. Yep. Inside of here, we've got the Mocax distribution. Inside, we've got Linux version, 64-bit. Then inside of here, we want to go into Python. Inside of Python, let's see what we have. We've got Mocax examples. simple mocax example. Here we've got the file, and now we should be able to run it. If you hadn't installed it, properly, this example wouldn't run, and it did. So don't pay attention to what these values are. It's just running the example code that it's in the Python file. But the fact that it didn't give you any errors means that it's properly installed, and now you can start using it. So installing it, as you saw, it was pretty straightforward. If you want to do it with C++ instead of Python, you'll see when you go into the C++ folder that you have within the distribution, you've got some shared library files that you'll need to include in your project, in your C projects. And you'll also get some header files that you'll need to include in your project. But once you do that, everything should work properly. Also in the C++ side, we show you some examples of C++ code that you can use in order to try and run the example and make sure that everything is installed properly. And also it could be used, as I said before, to get some snippets of code and start using the library. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to start using the basic mocax functionality. Thank you.